Hello, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, amazing people. Happy weekend to us. How are we today? How are we today? Such a very beautiful Saturday morning over here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. If you can hear me, say I can hear you, please. This morning we want to discuss something very, very important, in the real estate scheme of things. Something that most people don't really pay much attention to, and I believe that's because probably we don't have the proper knowledge about how these things actually work. So yeah, I just came back from an inspection with some clients basically to our incoming Jasper site. Also went there with my surveyor to go and look at how things are going. I must confess that I'm very, very happy with the way things are turning out at Jasper. And just like the video I did, was it yesterday or the day before, I would like you to keep your money ready, because what is coming through at our Jasper estate is something you truly want to be part of, right? And the good thing is that we don't have so much plot in that particular extension, in that particular estate. It's barely just 200 plots, and we know how these things work. One person might choose to go with 20 plots, another person might choose to go with 15 plots. Before you know, at the end of the day, just few people can probably have plots in that particular estate. So now is the best time for you to come in and grab as many plots as possible in our Jasper estate. Now this money has nothing to do with Jasper, though the Jasper is still at the center of scheme of things. We just want to look at the holistic outlook of land banking and what you truly need to know about land banking in Nigeria as a country, and where you stand to gain or lose if you begins to play in the land banking industry. Of course, land banking is one of the numerous ways you can profitably and confidently play in real estate, right? So that is what I want to talk about this morning. And I probably wouldn't take much of your time because I have a lot of things to do today, so I just wanted to just come in, drop a little bit of, knowledge, which I believe can help you and I, make more informed and beautiful real estate investment options going forward. Like I said, one of the foundational or one of the building blocks of the Win Realty, which is, of course, your number one real estate company based here in Port Harcourt, is one of those foundational blocks is education. Like we are very, very devoted to making sure that we educate our clients. We teach them what they need to know about their next real estate investment, right? We don't cajole people, we don't manipulate clients. No, we are way above that. We actually tell you what you should know about the property, which is the only truth about the property. And it's all on your laps to know whether you want to go on with such investment or not. But we make sure that we divulge as much information as possible about a said investment or property, so that at the end of the day, it's also your decision you took. And we didn't say you stand the risk, because there's probably no risk in investing in real estate through us. So at the end of the day, you have your chance to be that you actually did the right thing. And of course, we actually have the glory yourself to be able to lead you to such a beautiful investment at the end of the day. So if you come across this video, do well to share it to at least 10 people in your timeline, because it's going to help them going forward when it comes to investing in real estate, right? And of course, Nigeria is a third world country, they say, and I don't think like that though, but so stereotypes, facts, according to them over there, say we are a third world country, and as such, when it comes to development, we are still at some level, and real estate is one of those sectors that truly play a major role in development of the country. And as such, as a third world country, we are at some point in our real estate way of life, right? And as such, most of our real estate activities still surrounds around opening up bushes, because we have a lot of unhoused, families in the country. So we are still trying to mitigate the housing deficit. So as such, we are still at the bush level of things majorly. It doesn't mean that those who are into housing, real estate, those who are into commercial real estate are not making their kills. They are, but a majority of the juice lies in making sure that we provide affordable housing to these families, to these people who lack housing. And that is why we pay much attention into opening the forests, into the bushes, and moving people down there and giving them affordable housing where they can actually have a home over their have a roof over their heads. And of course, at least that's one of the basic human needs, housing. So until we as a people, as a nation, are able to conquer that problem of housing deficit, we can't really say we have started or we are thriving. And that's where we, companies like ours come in handy, because we fill in that void. Like I said, it's not everything the government can do for you, and that is why we have taken the bull by the horn. We have taken the responsibility of helping the government by making sure that affordable housing and lands are accessible to as many people who are willing to financially engage. You understand? So that is where we come into play, and land banking is one of those ways we encourage people to start playing in real estate. Right? So I think I've already spoken a lot about land banking. Now I want to define land banking, right? And why you should invest in it. And of course, that makes the video this morning. So what is land banking, right? So if you're coming to the idea of land banking for the first time, you probably have one question: what is it? And closely followed by, should I invest in it, right? Land banking is a real estate investment scheme that involves buying developed land at a reduced amount with the goal of holding onto it for a while and selling for a profit at a future date when the price appreciates. Simple, right? So you are coming in with the goal of buying on that developed or undeveloped piece of land at a very reduced rate, with the notion or with the vision of holding it for a while until it appreciates, then you sell it off at, of course, higher rate in the near future. That's land banking for you, right? And investors acquire land by tracking the locations which are the best for investment based on social infrastructure, demographic factors, and so on and so forth. So they postulate on a particular location after their research, and they come to a conclusion, and here is a very viable option for us to invest in, hold it down for a while, and of course after some time we will sell it at a higher rate, right? So that's the definition of land banking, right? And the beautiful thing about land banking is that anybody can confidently play in land banking, right? And then most times I see people who probably are not financially buoyant to a level, think that land banking is for the super wealthy, and that is a very big lie from the I don't want to say pit of hell, but it is a very big way it's a very bad way to think, because you're actually holding yourself down on the possibilities that are actually presenting themselves to you at the moment, right? Land banking is for everyone, and for me it is even more for the middle and lower income earners, right? Because at that moment you're earning not so much, you might not necessarily be able to afford yourself a home, building yourself a house with the current income level you have at the moment, with your salaries, with your wages, with the kind of money your business is bringing at that moment. You might not be able to confidently buy 2 or 1 plot to build a mansion or even a bungalow that is standard at that level. So what are you going to do with that 100,000 to 200,000 at that moment? Will you just keep it in the bank, or at worst squander it, right? Because that's what happens most time when you have a money that you don't have any need for. There's definitely going to be some some distractions coming here and there, asking, placing demands on those monies, and at the end of the day you see yourself spending it on things that are not worthy. So when you're getting those 100,000, 200,000, it's not the time for you to save it. It's not the time for you to begin to not have any need for it, because at the end of the day there's going to be some frivolous need for it, means that are not really tantamount, that doesn't hold water, coming to chew it up, no? Example, like you have 100,000, instead of you to deposit it for your land, for example, you just keep it in the bank. At the end of the day, a family member is going to be in need of money. At that moment, we are psychological and emotional beings, right? At that moment, you don't have any need for that 100k. To be honest with you, that 100k is just lying in your bank account. It's making you, it's giving you that feel good feeling, right? You're having that, oh, I have some money in my account. And the family member, of course, the family member comes to you and say, oh, please, I need help. I'm in dire need of money, and at that moment, the 100k doesn't have any need for. You just have to go and put it up and give it to your brother or your sister or your family. At the end of the day, that money is gone, and it takes the grace of God for that family to pay you back that 100k at the end of the day. That's what happens when you have your money you don't have any need for. You understand? When you place the money in the bank lying idle, you don't have any need for it, there is going to be some more distracting, demands coming for that money. You understand? That is why land banking is very important for the low and medium income earners. It is not for the super wealthy. In fact, the super wealthy don't even think about land banking much. What they are always interested in is commercial real estate, REITs, that's real estate investment trust funds, and of course big residential real estate, like going to acquire mansions in choice locations in the major cities. That is where the super rich goes to do their business. But for you, low and of course medium income earners, land banking is super handy and super recommendable for you, right? So it is for you. It is for you. It is not for the super world, it is for you. The super world, like I say, don't care about the bush, they care about the developed areas in the world. Why you who are still struggling to make 500k, 300k, 200k, 100k, it is land banking that is fitting for you. I hope that sinks in, please. Type in the comment section, land banking is for me. Land banking is for me. It's not for the super world, it's for the low and medium income earners, right? So you've defined land banking. We are going to go to how does land banking truly work, right? It's a simple thing, like it's more like a definition. How does land banking truly work? It works as it works, right? So you just bring your token, do your research about a particular location, especially in a location that is not too far from the city, but it's not as costly as the city center, right? You go there and do your research about the place, look at the probabilities of development coming through there in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 years from now, depending how far you can see or you can be able to have patience for, right? You look into that environment, you understand, understudy the location, then at the end of the day you make your purchase. And mind you, when it comes to land banking, you're making the purchase not to start developing. Please. You're not coming to land banking to buy and build. You're coming to land banking to buy and store. Of course, real estate is the best way to store and transfer wealth. So any money you invested in a very in any form of real estate is for you is the highest form of security of wealth. So when you're coming to land banking, you're not coming to buy and build. You're coming to buy to store your wealth and of course grow your wealth, right? So you're coming to store and grow your wealth. So it's that simple. That's how land banking works. So I see most people coming to real estate with little or knowledge of what they're coming to do. At the end of the day, most of the time they're coming with a head mentality. My friend just bought, I feel I should buy. There's no true definition of what you truly are coming to do in the industry. You're just coming because your friend bought, your sister bought, your father bought, your mother bought. That's why you need to buy. No, you don't do that. That's a big mistake on your part. If you're coming to invest in real estate without the proper knowledge about what you're coming to do in the industry, that is a very wrong way to invest. In fact, in any form of investment, if you're coming to invest in any form of investment, the first thing you should seek out for is education, and that is where we try, right? We try as much as possible to educate you to a fault. We give you, we load you with a lot of information about a particular project or city or location or investment here in Port Harcourt. So at the end of the day, you are highly informed, and of course you're going to make an informed decision at the end of the day that's not going to hurt your investment, your pocket, your future, as the case may be, right? So if you're coming to play in real estate, make sure that you have the proper education about what you're coming to do. Make sure you have come to peace with yourself. You have agreed with yourself or with your spouse or anybody that is coming to invest in that property with you, either emotionally or financially, right? You have agreed as to what this investment stands for. Are we buying this property to build it right now to live inside? Are we buying this property to build it to rent it out? Are we buying this property for commercial purposes? Are we buying this property to build a hotel? Are we buying this property to just live it? Is it that we have some loose monies that we don't have any need for, but it's not safe where it is? We just need to put it into something safer. That's land banking. Are we trying? So you have to define what you're coming into real estate to do for you to play effectively. Hope I'm hard. So you have to define what you're coming to do in real estate, and defining helps you a lot to not bow to pressure, to not to not take the wrong steps. Defining your next move about real estate helps you to know where you are at a given time, so that you don't do because others are doing. You do because you truly know what you come to do, where you've come to do, right? Very, very important. I always tell this to my investors. The first question I ask anybody coming to invest in real estate: what is the purpose of this investment? Are you coming to invest because your friend invested, or are you coming to invest because you truly convinced that this is what you want to do, right? So I always ask that first question with everybody that's coming to invest in real estate. This land you're coming to buy right now, is it for commercial purposes? Is it for residential purposes? Is it for land banking? You have to define it. You have to define it. You have to define it. I know what I'm saying that. Life gives you what you've defined. It's not what you want or what you deserve. No. Life gives you what you've defined. And the definition is where the problem is. I'm trying to diverge a little bit, but seriously, you have to define what you've come in to do in real estate per time. If not, you're going to shoot yourself on the foot. You're going to make the wrong investment decisions here, and you're going to regret it. And so I see so many people today who are asking me to sell out their properties. They have listed properties they bought with some high hopes in the high past. And most of the time I see these people, this investment they are trying to sell out now, maybe 1 or 2 years down the line, they're trying to sell it out as a distress. And most of the time they bought into these properties without true definition, right? They didn't truly define what they want to get out of the piece of property they're buying. They're buying out of panic. They're buying out of pressure. They didn't really define what they've come to do with the property they want to buy at the onset. So that's why you see many people listing their properties for sale at distress rate, because when they came in to buy that last 2 years, last 1 year, last 5 years, they didn't really define what they want to use the property for. They didn't really define what they want to use the property for, and that's bad. That's bad. What am I using this particular money I'm on to put into this property? What is the sole purpose of this money? Am I just trying to just throw it into the real estate and leave it? Sorry, there was a little breach in transmission. Yeah, network. So you have to ask yourself, what am I coming in to invest for? This 1 million, 2 million, 500k that I have in my hand that I want to throw into real estate, of what use is going to be? Is it going to be for me? What this real estate investment am I going to do? What is the purpose for me? Don't invest because your neighbor invested, please. I know we in the marketing and we that sell property, we always sell you FOMO, fear of missing out. We always sell you urgency, and we always sell you strategies that we define here at the back end, to help you get your money to invest. But at the end of the day, it will bad on us if we give you a property that is not worth your time, energy, and money. And that's where your whole work comes in. You have to go and define what you want to get out of it, an investment you want to do, right? So are you investing to land bank? Are you investing to build and live in? Are you investing to build and rent out? Are you investing for a commercial purpose? Are you investing to build a hotel? Are you investing for whatsoever else? Are you investing to lease out? There's so many ways you can play in real estate. So you have to define what you're coming to do. I don't know if I've truly done justice to why, and you need to define why you're coming to play in real estate. Like I said, our topic today is land banking and what you need to know, right? We have defined land banking. We have told you to define why you want to play in real estate. That'll help you gain perspective. That'll help you know if this money you want to put in is for the next 5 years or next 10 years, so that when the need arises, you don't feel pressure like you've wasted your money somewhere. Because See, most people, what they're doing today is that they feel that their money they have buried in land somewhere else in Ishokbo, Igirita, anywhere at all. They feel like that money is a waste because why it is dormant. Because why they didn't really define why they wanted to invest at the first place. But someone who came in almost at the same time they invested that money in those lands, who came in with the proper, with the thorough definition of what they're coming to do, wouldn't feel same is need arise, because he already made a decision last 2-3 years that this money he's putting into this property is for land banking. It's not to buy and build. It's for land, but it's to store it as wealth in the land for the next 5 to 10 years. After 5 to 10 years, he can come back and begin to place demand on the property. But for those of us who don't properly define our purpose for investment, we are always easily swayed when pressure arises. We want to sell out, distress sell, want to do this one, and that is bad. Not really good. That is not really how you do things in real estate, right? So another thing you might want to ask is, so how much money can I make by land banking? How much money can you make land banking in Nigeria? With Port Harcourt as a case study. Now that will take me back a little bit into a little bit of history digging, right? So many people will ask yourself, will be asking, if a real estate advisor like me, a counselor like me, most time when you come across client, they will always want to ask you, how much am I going to make if I put my money now? Can you give me a projection? I mean, for those of them who truly want to do land banking, they want to know that. So what I always do is I place their memory, I take their memories back. For those of them who truly grew up in Port Harcourt, who truly knew how Port Harcourt progressed over the years, over the decades, I retrace their minds back to history time, to the history books, and after we retrace, I allow them to make their own, conclusions themselves. Now, I always play emphasis on the Stadium Road, the popular Stadium Road here in Port Harcourt, because I sort of have had stories. In fact, I have somebody who has a first-hand experience, and his story is so true. Whenever he's telling his stories, you feel that trueness, that realness to it, the pain, that comes with it. So last 16-20 years, Stadium Road used to be a marshy, swampy, area that had one tiny road that runs straight, into Lekaya and those areas. According to him, then somebody came to him to acquire 4 plots of land at Stadium Road for a distress sale then at just 50k per plot, like 50k per plot there, right? And he didn't see today. He will always tell you that he didn't see today, right? He saw just the swamps, the marshiness, and the bush, in quotes, that was abound last 16-20 years. He didn't see today. He didn't see a Stadium Road that could house one of the best, companies in Port Harcourt, some of the best sites you could see in Port Harcourt. He didn't see the Stadium Road of today. He only saw the bush of the last 16-20 years, So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because most of the time you are coming to land bank, you always want to first of all know how much you're going to make in the next 2-3 years. So I always tell this story to prepare people's minds to understand the abundance that comes with land banking, right? There's no limit to where you can get land banking, but you need to fully understand the reasons. You need to fully understand the possibilities before you can truly invest, right? So the guy didn't buy those 4 plots of 50k for 1 plot at Stadium Road last 16 years. He didn't buy it because he only saw the bush, the forest, the marshiness, the swampiness of the Stadium Road here in Port Harcourt last 16-20 years. So he didn't buy. So what happened after 16-20 years later? Voila, is super developed Stadium Road that you can't even get a plot for 20 million today, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying this to prepare your mind, because how much can you make land banking is enormous. It is over the bar. Like, it is something that you cannot truly imagine if you're truly patient and truly informed, going forward, right? So there's so much you can make land banking. Like I say, the first thing you need to understand is you have to define truly if you are willing to land bank. Because land banking is not for the chicken head, it's not for those who have Ponzi money, it's not for those who want to come in now and take out their money and move out. It's for people who are truly ready to land bank, right? And like I said, land banking is for everyone. It is not for the super rich, it's not for the super poor, it is for everyone who can land bank. And the beautiful thing about land banking is that the entry level of the entry level of land banking is very affordable for every person. It's very affordable for every person. Now, coming to statistics, which aren't really viable because there is no constant in life, right? Everything is liable to change. But according to generally accepted statistics, you can get as much as 5% returns on your investment within a year in Nigeria currently, like if you want to do land bank. And I don't think there's any investment vehicle out there that could give you 35% returns on your money, guaranteed. Look at the word guaranteed, right? Guaranteed is the word. I don't think there's any other investment alternative out there that can give you 35% return on your money guaranteed every year, every 12 months in Nigeria. It's not realistic. Please, if there is any, you can type it on the comment section. Mind you, the word there is guaranteed. I'm not looking at. I know there are so many things that if you gamble your money here and there, you can get even more than that. But I'm looking at guarantee. Like, you're guaranteed that if you put your money in real estate in the next 12 months, your money is going to appreciate at 5%. I don't think there's any other investment vehicle or alternative out there that can give you such amounts. So that is where real estate and land banking comes in handy and very much standing above others. And they say some land banking investment companies even create an avenue for ROI to be 45%, right? I mean, and that is the truth. That is the truth. And that's why you have to be very careful with the company that you want to pitch your next land banking investment with. You have to be very careful. You have to truly be very careful as to the company, what is their vision, what is their mission, what kind of product do they have there in the market, and this product, what is the goal of this product? Are they just trying to just sell off property and make money and leave you to wallow in your forest? Or are they very intentional about what they are giving you, the allocation of the property, the projection of the appreciation of the property? Are they truly intentional about that? So you have to be very careful with the company. Very careful. If not, you're going to come in next 2 years or next month to help you sell off a property you bought last 2 months, because what you anticipated buying is not what it's not what you're seeing, right? So you have to be very careful. Like I say, the average, returns on your investment when you land bank is from 35 to 45%, percent in appreciation yearly, and that is something no other investment can give you. And remind you, the word that comes with these percentages is guaranteed. You're guaranteed you're going to get that 5 to 45% yearly. I think I've truly spoken a lot about land banking this morning, right? And I've talked about defining it. I've talked about I've defined land banking. I've talked about you defining what you need before you truly go into land banking. I've defined how much you could expect land banking in Nigeria, right? And I always talk about Nigeria because Nigeria is facing almost same level of development trajectory. There are more cities developing faster than the others. You understand? I must be truthful. There's no cities. Everybody is almost at the same level of development. That is why land banking seems to be uniform across Nigeria. So you can expect 35 to 45% returns on your money every 12 months, right? Now we want to get into some reasons why you should invest in land banking, like some cogent reasons why you should invest in land banking. But before I go into the reasons, I'd like to know you are learning something from this video. If you are, do you want to type I'm learning one or two from these videos? I've learned that I need to define why I want to invest in real estate. I shouldn't just invest because others are investing, right? I should understand if truly what I want to do is land banking, or I want to do is I want to buy and build and rent out, as the case may be. So you need to truly define what you want to do. But before I start, I would like to tell you some specific locations here in Port Harcourt that are very ripe for land banking. Are you ready? Some amazing locations that you can't get wrong right now if you come into land bank your money. The next 10 to 20 years, so I said 10 to 20 years, in the next 5 to 10 years, in the next 5 to 10 years, you call me Max. Thank you for divulging such information to me at such and such time during one of your lives here on Facebook. You really thank me, because what I'm about to give you is something that most people won't give you. It's not like they want to give you, but they don't have the time to truly give it to you. So some of the areas you shouldn't miss out if you have some money on you to learn banking is what I want to let you know. So in no particular order, right? I'm going to just list them out and explain a little bit about these axes or these suburbs or these places in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. One of those areas is where we call Igirita, right? Igirita, in the last 5 years, I've seen massive, influx of people, which has forced, which has forced real estate to grow at a very exponential rate in the last 5 years. And so Igirita remains a very valuable spot for land banking. It is a very nice place to land bank your money. You cannot get anyone investing in Igirita, Port Harcourt, Nigeria. You